So I only have 3 minutes. We'll go through this quickly. The Trade Secret Know-how Committee is brand new. I was only approached recently, and I'm delighted to set up this group. The background is, hopefully some of you know, trade secrets have changed dramatically in recent times. We've had law changes, increased disputes, companies sharing trade secrets with others because of things like collaborative or open forms of innovation. We've got even the tax man including trade secrets in their definition of intangibles. And we're even seeing trade secrets coming up and form a critical part of trade agreements between countries. So it is therefore important that we do enhance the level of knowledge and understanding and appreciation and recognition of this form of IP. Next slide, please. It's brand new. I have some ideas myself about the various subgroups we might form within this, but obviously this is up for discussion as I bring people on board and so forth. But there clearly are subtopics within the area of trade secrets. There's obviously the fact that the law has changed and the law is likely to change again. So there's a whole topic there. How do you teach people about trade secrets? It's not quite the same way as you teach about patents or trademarks, for example. Then what are examples of good policies, processes, and procedures, given the fact it's an unregistered form of IP? Companies have to pretty much sit down and think for themselves, what are they going to do with this form of IP? We're beginning to see tools, IT systems, software tools come into the world of trade secrets. We think that's an interesting topic. Obviously, there's lots of disputes. So what can we learn from how companies find themselves in this difficulty and so forth? Linked, but not exactly the same, is the subject then of undocumented employee know-how, which can be a trade secret, but not always. So that's in itself an interesting subtopic. Then as we get into the area of finance and stuff like that, you've got to look at trade secret value and valuation. And then how does one go about sharing trade secrets as we see more and more trade secrets being shared? This is not fixed yet, but clearly we have plenty of ideas as to what could be the subgroups. Next slide, please. The Planet campaign for the second half of the year is, at the minute this meeting finishes, start advertising and promote widely the fact that this committee now exists and encourage people to join. I've already had, I'm delighted to say, a few people approach me in the last few days interested. So I think we can get our first few members on board very quickly and we can get up and running. We've got to obviously tie down the subgroups. We've got to resource these subgroups. I'm also very interested in identifying people who are doing fundamental research. There hasn't been much fundamental research into the area of trade secrets if you compare it to things like patents and other forms of IP, but we're beginning to notice some researchers working in this area, and I would love to have a certain member of the group made up of these researchers. How are we going to work as a team, and then obviously make any tweaks towards the end of the second half to make sure it has long-term success. Next slide, please. I definitely want a diverse membership for a variety of reasons. First of all, trade secret laws are changing in many jurisdictions. So we don't want just people who understand what trade secrets mean in a particular location. Trade secrets permeate companies. They're not found in one part of a business. So we want diversity to make sure we get views from the fact that trade secrets by their very nature are diverse. And we want an innovative and creative group. So therefore we want diversity in terms of age, race, and gender. So that's a key driver as to how I would like to judge one aspect of the success. Do I have the diversity in the membership? Next slide, please. That's it. Hopefully I've come in time. I welcome anybody who's on the call to reach out to me if they're interested. And of course, there'll be links between trade secrets and other groups as well. There's clearly links. Trade secrets isn't an island on itself, but that's my hopes for the second half. And now that we've had our AGM, I plan to much more vocally advertise and promote this group. That's it.